My name is Rob Chapman. I'm a member of Landcare and Farmers for Climate Action. And these are old political corflutes, whether they be from the referendum or past elections. And I make them into politically correct tree guards. And I'm going to show you how and the tools that you will need. These are the sort of campaign political corflutes that I've collected, and you need to get at least 50 of them. That's the sort of break even against, say, buying ready-made corflute tree guards, against, say, buying the tools that you'll need to do the job. And where do you get them? From the campaign directors for the candidates. And the best way to get in touch with them is on polling day. Introduce yourself to the people who are handing out the how to vote cards. Let them know that you want to get these sort of corflutes for making tree guards, and if you have to, refer them to this video so that they'll understand it a little bit better. When I was first trying it, I was finding all sorts of difficulties, and here we have some things we've got as tools. We need marking pens, tape measure, or a ruler, 1 meter 90 centimeters, a hammer, a grooving tool, which is just a 100 millimeter or 4-inch nail with a rounded tip. Wad punches, I've just brought 2 there to show you. Trimming knife, staples or stapler, and staples. These are a STCR 519 staple. Bostitch, I think, produced them, or it's a Bostitch standard. A T-square. It's a homemade device, just handy for sliding along the corflute, making your marks. And how you make one? Real easy. You get some thin timber, like I think they call it cover strap. You groove that down about 2 mil or so, and you just glue it in position, clamp it, clamp it, and if you've got a nice square to go off, you can get it nicely squared up. I'll find one of those later, but that's the idea. You've got it. There, the tools. Apart from the 2 blocks, there are a couple of bits of LVL, around about 45 millimeters thick, and they're for punching your holes through the corflute with the wad punches. There are 2 types of corflute, and they're both very similar, only that the ribs, one set of ribs runs horizontally or in the landscape position across in horizontal, and the other in the vertical. That will decide what type of pattern you will be using to make your tree guard corflutes. Commence your marking out on the painted side. These are equal distances, so basically it's divided into 3. Using your T-square, put it along there, you're able to mark and groove. You need to put those grooves in so it makes it easy to fold. One more groove with the horizontal corflute is about 25 millimeter or so from the edge and down one side. That just allows it to conform when it's folded. We cut 3 holes in each outer panel and 4 in the center panel. Then slice through there like so and like so, and that creates an opening that we can put the tree stake through. We can now fold this together. You see all the writings on the inside, hence politically correct. And because that's got that fold in it that allows that flexibility, we can staple it. I put about 5 staples in, that's all I found is necessary. These holes are for ventilation. And that is the type of tree stake I use to do this job. And there's your corflute. The second style has the corflute ribs running vertically. Once again, mark and groove on the inside, like so, with the grooving tool down there at an equidistance. Turn it over. With this, you punch 3 holes in each panel. That's still just for ventilation. Now the cuts are done here, oh yes, at about 150 mil or 100, whatever. Through there, through there, through there, through there, through there, and through there. On the fold, these are around about 50 to 60 millimeters wide. And when this is folded, we'll use one that's already done. You can see we can push those in. For the tree stake. You need 2 because it is structurally weak in this with the corflute ribs running vertically. So you need 2 to stabilise it. And that gives you a pretty strong tree guard. I recommend them. I've had them standing out in the weather for close on a year now in this tree break I have on the southern boundary. And I really do think these are better and superior to the ones that you can buy from the commercial manufacturers. So please go and ask the people at the polling booths for their old corflutes. You can put them to good use, and after a year's time you then can put them in the recycling bin because these are polypropylene. They know they're polypropylene and they can be recycled. Now that you've made your corflutes, you've got to realise that they have a life. And as you can see, this one's getting a bit ratty, and when you can hear it going crack, that's time for it to go. Probably a bit before that. This one is a commercial one and it has totally failed. It didn't last any more than 6 months, unfortunately. So regardless of what design of corflute you've got to find a way of disposing of them that is going to be good for the environment, and that means you've got to take them to a recycle centre. Corex is the company, or Corex Plastics is the company that takes these and runs a recycling program. If you're going to put them in the recycling bin, you must remove all the staples so that there's no contaminants to it. And that's about wraps it up for this particular project. If you want any more information, you can contact me on email at rchapman876@gmail.com. That's rchapman876@gmail.com. Thank you very much for watching my video. Cheerio.